Welcome back to Evening Plus. We've got a guest here from Wedgwood Christian Services. We're here with Corey Thompson, who is the Advancement and Community Development Officer at Wedgwood. What can you tell us about your organization?
Absolutely. So Wedgwood has been in our community for 66 years this September, and we impact over 11,000 lives every year through the various social services that we offer. So we are able to offer mental behavioral health to both youth and adults, and again, a wide range of services, but we're excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming and welcome. We're talking about a free event that's coming up to raise awareness for human trafficking in our area. But before we get into the event, I'd really like to talk about, from my perspective, I guess I picture these things happening in a bigger city. I don't picture them happening here in West Michigan. What can you tell me about the prevalence of this issue here?
Absolutely. Well, I think one of the things that, as you mentioned, is so important to understand that it is happening here, and it doesn't have an economic, a socioeconomic factor. It can impact anyone. And one of the things that we also really hope to educate our community on is that sometimes it can be sensationalized, like someone being taken, which a lot of times happens in movies, right? That's how it's portrayed. But really, it can happen over a long period of time. We would call that grooming. A lot of manipulation can take place in those instances. So we are grateful to be able to offer residential treatment to youth 14 to 18 years old, and then we also have therapists in the community actively offering free therapy through a grant that we have in order to offer those services to survivors.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so could you tell me kind of some warning signs that you could notice of someone who might be under someone else's influence?
Yeah, sometimes it can be something as simple as when someone is going to a doctor's office, not answering questions for themselves. That could be an indicator that they're not free to speak for themselves. That could be an indicator. Even things like having access to goods that they may not have had before, or money. When young kids suddenly have new iPhones or the newest Jordans, whatever that may be, when they have sudden access to goods and services, that could be a huge red flag, or an increase in contraceptives, things to be watchful of some of those sexual materials that they would have, lubricants. We just want to be aware and notice some of those things. If someone's dating someone older who may be more controlling, that could be another vulnerability, specifically among youth.
Absolutely. And so this event is really to raise awareness for this in our community. What can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so January is actually a National Sex Trafficking Awareness Month, so Wedgwood is grateful to be able to offer a free event to the community. It's called The Story You Don't See, because to your point, so many people don't realize that it's happening here. It's here in West Michigan. We have, again, girls on our campus who have survived this experience. And so we really we don't want to scare the community, but we want to empower the community to understand what are the signs, how complex sex trafficking is. And so it will be an interactive event. The audience will actually get to participate in a story to really better understand how someone may be led into a life of human trafficking. And then we also will have a panel of experts answering questions and being able to share their expertise as well.
That's incredible. And for people who are watching this segment or who go to the event, what do you hope they take away with them?
Yeah, so I always kind of use this analogy that you don't notice the car that you may drive until you're the one driving it, right? So I just got a minivan, now I see minivans everywhere, right? And so until you are aware that this is happening in your community, you don't know what to look for and what to spot. So I think one of the big things we want people to take away is the empowerment to even call a human trafficking line. It's free to do, and in doing so, you might not necessarily rescue a person right then, but you are building a case against a trafficker, and sometimes that can have long-term impact as well. So I think we really want to empower our community to not only understand the vulnerabilities and communicate those with the youth that are in their life, so that they would be empowered then to go out and make a difference and also be aware of those dangers.
Yeah, and for someone who's interested listening to this, where is the event? Where can they go?
Absolutely. It's at Wealthy Street Theater. Again, it's completely free. Doors open at 6 p.m. and anyone can come. You can register on our website at wedgwood.org, which is WEDGWOOD. It's also on Facebook, so they can go find more information there as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course.